everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Wow. Today, on Monday, 12:55 Australian Eastern Standard Time, I'm bringing to you part 2 of the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle controversies and lies, in depth with deception. That's right, dear viewers. Oh, have I got news for you, as they say. Oh my gosh, but let me first explain why I am doing this. So many people are being pressured, suffering anxiety, feeling like they're being left out, FOMO, fear of missing out. And they look at people like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and they look at things on the internet and think, oh, look at them. They're so happy. Oh, they've got the life. They're travelling. They've got a successful career. They're so happy. I only had a friend of mine yesterday. She's going through something at the moment, and she said, I need time out of social media because I don't want to see everybody's happiness. And I shared, this is the deception of social media. It shows us that everybody's so happy, living life. But I gave her an example of myself, right? And I said to her, this is not the way it truly is. And I explained, which when I share with you about a journey I've been going through, when the time is right and when the time comes, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And I shared, don't be fooled by what you see on social media. That's not real life. That's virtual life. A snippet here, a photo shot there. Anybody can smile and be going through hell. So I'm bringing up Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, just to show you how social media can be so deceptive. Let us review part 1. I'm going to read it out. I made notes. Part 1, we learned that Meghan, actually, remember her name is Rachel Meghan Markle, was born in California in 1981. That makes her 43 years old currently. Raised by her white father, Thomas Markle Sr. He was a white American with Irish and English background, and he is a white American with an English and Irish background. Her mother is an African American. The mother abandoned Meghan Markle for 10 years, very sadly. The father raised her, and he gave her the best and finest things that a father could give a daughter. Now remember, Doris, her African American mother, was her father's second marriage. Was Thomas Markle's second marriage. Remember that. She was the only child of Thomas and Doris, right? And she abandoned her for 10 years. Meghan Markle had 2 older half-siblings, Thomas Jr. and Samantha, from Thomas Sr.'s first marriage. Meghan was known to have loathed her African heritage. Oh, but now she loves it. and uses that race card just as much as Harry uses the Princess Diana card, just disgracefully, so he can earn money, and they can both earn money. The race card on Meghan's side, the Diana card on Prince Harry's side. Meghan was known to drop people as fast as hotcakes if they did not benefit her. As I shared, she was married to a producer, and so she married him for a while and ended the marriage only through giving back his ring and sending a text without even speaking to him. This is the cold, just detached narcissistic she is, right? And then later on, she was going out with a chef because he could get her places too. And then she dropped him as fast as she could, as well as many other friends. Her plan was always, according to her friends, allegedly, her plan was to always marry a rich English man. She went on a European holiday with friends. There are a copious amount of photos on that. And to find that man. Well, lo and behold, she was organised to have a date with Harry. And that was in 2016. Pretending she didn't know anything about the royal family, when her sister and brother, also father, disclosed that she was obsessed with Princess Diana and she wanted to be another Princess Diana. Foolish Harry believed that. Who on earth could believe that? She had a father who was a Hollywood lighting director. She was exposed to Hollywood, left, right and centre, and that's what inspired her to become an actress, right? She married Harry in 2018. She exited England with Megxit in 2020, all planned by Meghan. The plan was she destroyed, as I shared in part 1, she destroyed and divided her own family because she was ashamed of them and didn't want them involved. She set up her father so he wouldn't come to the wedding because she did not want anyone of her own friends, past friends that she dropped, and her family members to be there because they would expose all the lies she told the royal family. So she kept them away. She set the father up and made out as if he didn't want to come, and faked phone calls, faked that the invitation didn't get to him, as if the royal family wouldn't get an invitation. I mean, everything with them was done in such a strict, orderly fashion. There was no way he didn't get it. She set him up with the paparazzi as well to make out that he had a deal with the paparazzi. It's all come out. She is a pathological liar, right? And her plan was, I'll get into the royal family. She really wanted Prince William. That's another filming in itself. She wanted Prince William. And then as she destroyed her family, she ran off Prince Harry's trauma and mental challenges after his mother's death that he could never let go of. She ran off that as a manipulator, as a liar. She's such a narcissistic woman, and this is those personality traits of a narcissist. They can never see their own faults. They will manipulate and control. And that's what she did with Harry, and play on vulnerabilities. And Harry fell for it, and her aim was to get him away from the family, but to also, in getting him away, utilise the Royal Highness titles But the royal family wouldn't have anything to do with that after all the lies now revealed and exposed in the Oprah Winfrey interview and in his spare book that was just so disgraceful. It's unspeakable how disgraceful it is. Then, after going and leaving Britain, she went to Canada. Canada just loathed the couple, that they literally pushed them out into the USA. And she went back to the USA with her sob story. Tyler Perry took her in. He's a godfather, of Lilibet. And boy, have I got stuff to expose to you, dear people. Anyway, and then he ditched them after all the lies on Oprah and everything that happened with Netflix and Spotify unraveled. I'm going to read you things from the article of producers and owners of Spotify and Netflix in a minute. The Oprah interview was all lies, now verified and exposed by the facts. They had a failed Spotify deal, a failed upcoming Netflix deal, failed attempted to be royals, Nigeria and Colombia trip that they tried to utilise their royal connections, and they were both disgraced in both countries. The First Lady of Nigeria rebuked Meghan Markle for her way of dressing. Colombia's vice president has been scrutinised, has been ridiculed for spending $12 million on their security. Why would they go to Colombia? And Harry says it's unsafe to go to take his kids to England, where they will be highly looked after. Yet they go to one of the most highest crime countries in the world, where children are starving to death. They can't even afford food or let alone shoes to go to school. So they were both failed attempts on their side to lift up their brand. Their brand is shattered. Allow me to read to you an article. Here it is. I printed it out from Spotify. I'm only going to read bits and pieces, right? This is what Hollywood, Spotify and Netflix think of them. No longer has Oprah got anything to do with them. Tyler Perry and all of their Hollywood mates have dropped them because they are lazy frauds. Let's read the article. This was more than a year old, written by Sian Kane, Monday the 19th of June 2023. Spotify's head of podcast innovation and monetization has labelled Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, grifters. After their $20 million multi-year deal to make podcasts with the streaming platform, when the streaming platform came to an end after they made just 12 episodes. Ringer Podcast Network founder Bill Simmons, who sold his company to Spotify for $196 million in 2020 and gained a leadership role at the company in the deal, criticised Harry and Meghan on his own podcast following the announcement that the Sussex audio production company Habitual had severed ties with Spotify. The couple signed a $20 million deal with Spotify in 2020. The Archetypes podcast, which was hosted by Meghan, featured conversations with friends and celebrities including Serena Williams, who's now dropped them too. Mariah Carey and Trevor Noah all have turned their backs on them, right? It topped the podcast charts for Spotify in a number of markets, but only 12 episodes were made. Last week, Spotify and Habitual Audio released a joint statement saying they had mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together. However, sources close to Spotify has said the royal couple did not meet the productivity benchmark required to receive the full headline payout from the deal. Having only produced one 12-episode series, the Wall Street Journal reported. Now, they said they came to a mutual agreement. Lies, 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 and all lies. They were cut off by Spotify. There was no mutual agreement. Quote, I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The effing grifters, that's the podcast we should have launched with them, Simmons said on his podcast, the Bill Simmons podcast. I have got to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with the podcast ideas. It's one of my best stories. F them. The grifters. How horrible. The Guardian has approached Habitual for comment. Simmons had previously said he was annoyed he had to share Spotify with Prince Harry. In January 2022's episode of his podcast, he said, you live in effing Montecito and you just sell documentaries and podcasts and nobody cares what you have to say about anything unless you talk about the royal family. Right there in black and white, darling people, and you just complain about them. That's the only way they make money. He said it there in black and white. Spotify's deal with Simmons and the Duke and Duchess were a part of the company's expansion into podcasting after its success with Joe Rogan. However, the Stockholm-based streaming company is now facing investors' pressure to improve its performance after making a net loss of £430 million. That is, since last year, $367 million. Earlier this year, Spotify chief executive Daniel Ek admitted that the company had made some mistakes with $1 billion spent in its push to establish itself as a key player in podcasting. You're right in quote. You're right in calling out the overpaying and overinvesting, he told financial analysts on a conference call. We're going to be diligent in how we invest in future content deals, he added. And the ones that aren't performing, obviously, we won't renew. And they didn't renew Harry and Meghan. And that's it for that article. And there you go. That was on the 19th of June, 2023. And now for the Netflix article, written by Martha Ross on August the 20th, 2024 at 11:01 a.m. Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, participated in the Habitual Foundation Parents Summit, Mental Wellness in the Digital Age, as part of Project Healthy Minds World Mental Health Day Festival on Tuesday, October the 10th, 2023 in New York. The podcast despite recent reports that Netflix has gone full stream ahead in producing a Meghan Markle cooking show and a series about professional polo with Prince Harry, the streamer is not expected to renew the flashy 5-year, $100 million deal contract it signed with the couple in 2020. Who on earth is going to be interested in America or worldwide in polo? That is a rich man's game. No Americans are going to be interested. It is not an American type game that anyone would watch. It is more so an English game for the rich, the wealthy, the posh. I mean, seriously, are these people for real? Contracted signed with the couple in 2020. That's according to Puck co-founder Matthew Belloni and entertainment reporter Leslie Goldberg. She's huge. Leslie Goldberg is huge as a royal commentator. In Belloni's Monday newsletter, he and Goldberg listed Netflix's deal with the Californian-based royal couple and the Archwell production company as one of the worst of Hollywood's peak TV era. One of the worst. They noted that the couple's 22 docu-series, Harry and Meghan, about their departure from their unhappy royal lives was a blockbuster hit. Critics say that's due to the fact that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex ditched dirt about the British monarchy and about Harry's relatives. Belloni and Goldberg said that none of the couple's other projects had connected in the same way, including Meghan's passion project, an animated children's series called Pearl, which was cancelled before it even got started. Belloni and Goldberg also said that Meghan's forthcoming cooking show and Harry's announced polo series are two other offerings that aren't expected to connect. If Harry and Meghan lose the Netflix association, it could prove to be another disappointment, or should I say failure, for the aspiring media moguls after Spotify cut ties with them in June 2023, reportedly due to the low output. Like Netflix, Spotify signed a major deal with the couple soon after they relocated to California, paying them a reported $20 million to produce a slate of podcasts. But Meghan only managed to turn out 12 episodes of a podcast series called Archetypes. Over the past year, the couple have been the subject of reports in the Wrap and other industry trade publications that they've worn out their welcome in Hollywood and squandered opportunities because they are demanding to work with but lack experience. They are also known to be underperformers and very, very lazy. There you have it. There you have it. Dear people, now for the bombshell. These liars, these manipulators, these very destructive people who are well known to both be on drugs, and I'm going to put in allegedly for legal awareness and purposes, they are well known to be doing a lot with their nose. I wonder why Doris abandoned Meghan for 10 years and then Doris became the popular one to attend the wedding, and all of a sudden Meghan, why do I say her name that way? Because she thinks she's so high and mighty. I'm Meghan Markle and I deserve all the worship the world can give me. She's not talented. She lied. I forgot to share with you another lie she constantly shares about, where she alone wrote to a company that had a dishwashing product and she wrote to it saying that it was wrong to have because it symbolised only women doing the dishes. It was later on found out and exposed that the ad that was taken down, it wasn't Meghan Markle that wrote it alone. It was a classmate effort, project. And she lied about it. One of the classmates came out and disclosed the truth. You see, the truth will always come out. But this is a bombshell. In 1997, it has been shared that one Meghan Markle, just like the 1981 Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle is her name. She goes by Meghan. And allegedly, it's actually just Meghan, not Meghan. But she had to change it to Meghan. Why? Because she had to clean up her act. Because in 2016, having been introduced for years and years and years to Hollywood and acting, and she really reeled in Hollywood, she had a sex tape exposed. So Harry had to clean her all up. With that came the name change from Meghan to Meghan. Not Meghan Markle, as her birth certificate says. She had to clean herself up, didn't she? Oh, yes, indeed. There's a lot of dirt out there. I don't have the time to expose it. But all the lies have been disclosed. One of them is this bombshell in 1997. Meghan Markle gave birth to a child who would be 27 today. Royal commentators that I research are investigating it. They're saying allegedly it could be Meghan Markle's, the Duchess of Sussex, child. She would have been 16 at the time. The commentators also revealed that Meghan Markle is not a common name. Markle is not a common name. There are too many red flags in this, and also allegedly it is known via ex-friends that in her late teens, Meghan Markle actually had a hysterectomy. She couldn't have babies. So this royal commentator found out that Meghan Markle bore a child in 1997, and the government department that she called regarding birth certificates and whatnot disclosed that yes, Meghan Markle gave birth to a child in 1997, but the document in 2018 was sealed. What else happened in 2018? She was married to Prince Harry. She sealed it. But it goes deeper. Oh yes, the rabbit hole goes deeper. In the United States, they have a law that when you are a minor, you can have you can have a thing that is called, if you were to have a child, you could sponge your record. Sponging it means erasing it like it never happened. Or you could seal it as a minor. Well, Meghan Markle didn't sponge it. If it's the Meghan Markle, didn't sponge it. She didn't even seal it. How ironic. How ironic that she sealed it. It was sealed when she was an adult. She couldn't sponge it, dear people, because she was an adult, not a minor. So she had to seal it. And when did she seal that she allegedly, if it's the same, Rachel, Meghan Markle, in 2018, the year they were married? Oh my gosh, the lies, the deception, which meant that the royal family knew about it. They presumably could have known about it, or Harry alone could have known about it, and went along with Meghan because of desperation of wanting this woman who showed him love and affection, which he felt he didn't get. And he did get. But because he was so emotionally damaged and traumatized by the Diana, and they all had therapy. Even way back with Diana, they offered Diana therapy. Prince Charles has had therapy for decades, right? And other royal members of the family had therapy too. They have in-house therapy. And so either Harry knew about it and didn't tell the royal family, or there's this other theory that the royal family knew about it, and that's what she's dangling over the royal family's head. If you don't do this, this and that, and allow this, this and that, I'm going to expose you that you knew about my teenage birth and also this. It is alleged that Archie and Lilibeth are both surrogate babies, because Meghan Markle couldn't have babies according to her hysterectomy in her late teens. They could very well be Harry's children, but not hers. And allegedly the royal family knew this, because what happened with Harry and Meghan Markle? They didn't do the decades of tradition, did they, of going and stepping out of the front of the hospital steps like the Princess of Wales, Catherine, did with her 3 children, like the Princess Diana did with Prince William and Prince Harry, and decades before that. They didn't do it. They announced Archie's birth and announced it saying that he was born on a certain time, when he was actually born earlier, 5:22 a.m. Also, the reason for this debacle was because they had to have him come out into the palace, Kensington Palace, in the hallway there. As you remember, him and Meghan came out holding Archie because of the surrogate not knowing when she would give birth. And the holding of the tummy and her kneeling and it disappearing on one shot on video. Also, so many videos show, remember how I shared to you, I got really annoyed with her always, holding her tummy. It was just so abnormal. 24/7 she'd go around, because it wasn't real, dear viewers. It wasn't real. I'll put in allegedly. It's going to come out. It's all going to blow up in their faces. Look, everybody has abandoned them. It's going to blow up in their faces. And so they came out into the Kensington Palace hallway carrying Archie and with her fake padded stomach. And do you ever wonder why Archie and Lilibet aren't seen? You never see them. They're always leaving them behind. Well, as of recently, many commentators are coming out, royal commentators, saying they actually don't exist. There are no children of Harry and Meghan Markle. They're just props, actors, other people's children. So what is it? Did a surrogate give birth to these children we see in photos? Are they of Harry's alone, or are they just props for Harry and Meghan? It's all going to come out, because something else was revealed when this commentator in America shared, which I found out through my research, that when she looked for Lilibet's records, they couldn't find it. Her birth certificate, there was no such birth certificate at this government birth department. And that's how she found out that there was this supposed Rachel Meghan Markle who gave birth in 1997. And the child today will be 27. That's how it all unraveled, because she was looking for Lilibet's documents, birth documents. She did find, however, some birth documents of Lilibet Diana Windsor with Meghan's name on it, but Harry's name, and in America you have to have your original full name. Now Harry's original full name is, let me see, Henry, where did I place it? Bear with me, dear. Henry Charles Albert David, born the 15th of September 1984 and affectionately known as Harry. He is supposed to be on Lilibet's birth document or certificate, Henry Charles Albert David. They require the full name, original name of the parents' birth name on their birth certificate, on their child's name. Well, it wasn't even there. Only Meghan Markle's name was there, who allegedly can't give birth. That's the bombshell. That's the bombshell, my dear people. It's all coming out. The lies, the deception. I'm at 37 minutes, forgive me. The lies, the deception are all coming out. And there's more to share. I may do a part 3. So there you have it. Part 1 is on my YouTube channel feed, Samra. If you please, do subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can be notified every time I have a video. I let go of YouTube for 5 years, and in this past year, or even maybe late last year, I started it. I've never really promoted it. I promoted it on Facebook the other day, and I'm at 140 subscribers. But I am bringing you as an author, poet, writer, and investigative researcher. I bring you topics such as social current events, political current events, spiritual topics. My worldview is biblical Christianity, and many other things that could be of the food types, funny videos. It depends really on what I feel to do. But I want to show you little Nina now. And since the last 2 weeks, I showed you her. I'll call it Nina. Dailahon. Nina. Nina. Dailahon. Nina. Just a moment. Nina. Dailahon. Come here. I think she might be asleep. Nina. Nina. Dailahon. Dailahon. Let's see if I can get her. Just a moment. Nina. 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 Hey, oh, you're there. Hello, darling. Hello. Let everybody have a look at you. Have a look at this little beauty. Look at her. Look at her. Say hello. Uli marhaba. Hello. 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 Yes, she's a good girl. We're still toilet training her. She's so clever. She is so affectionate. Oh, she's so beautiful. We're still toilet training her and teaching her, and she's loving her evening meals that we give her. And she's such a good little dog. I don't have her collar on. She gets a bit annoyed with it, and we're trying to get her used to her collar, right, with her name tag, Nina. And she goes around in circles. It's so funny. And she tries to grab the name tag. She's not used to it. I've been to Mum's the last 3 days, and she loves Mum because Mum has a lot of garden and grass, and she loves that. And before I go into Mum's, what I do is I spend 15 minutes outside Mum's backyard for her to explore and smell and see what's going on, and of course for her to go to the toilet. Look, she's hiding herself in my arm. Oh, she loves that. She keeps me so warm when I'm doing my research or other stuff, business stuff that I have to do. Yes, I still do my plumbing business stuff, much to my despair, but we must be thankful. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you please. Until the next time, au revoir. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Where are you? Say bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Au revoir, everyone. Ciao, ciao. Bye.